Everyone, welcome to this episode of the Outdoor Gear Review, where it is time for a test night episode. What I have inside of my pack is the Wildlands ultralight 2-person tent. And today and tonight, we are putting this tent through its paces. This is the first time that I've set up this tent, and it will be interesting to see how easy or complex it is to do so. This tent comes with a ground sheet and also a gear loft included with the price, which is awesome because most companies require you to buy these separately, and they can be quite expensive. By the way, folks, I hope you are all doing well. Hopefully you all are able to get out and enjoy some wet weather camping just like me. Tell you what, it's a lot of fun. Some of my best backpacking camping memories come from being out in the rain. When it comes time to insert the poles into the grommets on the sides, oftentimes you will find that the tent body wants to fly away from you. That's why I always kneel down on it to hold it into place. So far, so good. Everything here is very simple. Everything here is easy. It makes sense. With this tent, it has 2 doors, 2 vestibules, 2 vents. And now that I have the fly connected, I will connect the ground sheets. We'll stake this thing out, and we will be done. Now check this out. This is one of the tent stakes, and this happens to be one of the smallest, thinnest tent stakes I've ever seen. That's not necessarily a bad thing. That does mean they're going to be a little bit more brittle or possibly bend easier. I've never seen these before. Very interesting. The one thing that I've noticed is that there are pulls on each one of these stakes, and they're coming untied. Not a huge issue by any means, just pointing it out. With this tent stake, it is completely untied. That leads me to think that the cordage they used is not very good for holding knots. It looks like it stopped raining for the moment. Excellent. Setting up a tent in the rain is never fun, but luckily the setup process with this tent is easy. A few things that I've noticed. There are loose threads everywhere inside of this tent. Now the good thing is that they're not attached to anything. This is just part of the manufacturing process, but there are threads everywhere. As long as they're not attached, I'm okay with that. If they are attached, then that's a problem. Now my plan is to leave this out for at least 24 hours in the rain. I will camp in it tonight, stay in it, sleep in it. That way I can measure how this tent handles airflow and condensation. As you all can see, the tent is fully set up. Now we await the rain and storms that are coming in later today and tonight. My initial thoughts are this: the quality is good, it's not great. There's lots of loose threads, and there is a hole in the mesh on the other side, the other door. Now that's unfortunate, because that means I will have to return this tent. It doesn't really matter how much a product costs. When you pay for it, you deserve the best of the best in terms of quality, and that hole is a problem. Repairing mesh on a tent is not an easy feat. There's not a super easy, very reliable method of fixing it. There are fixes out there. They don't work very, very well. So yeah, this will have to be returned. But before it is returned, we will put this tent through its paces. Together, we will find out if it's waterproof, how good is the airflow, and also how does it handle condensation. All 3 elements are super, super important. And with that being said, let it rain, let it rain. So my friends, that was a good downpour. That was roughly 1 inch of rain in about 40 minutes. And I'm curious to see how well this tent has done. Every tent that I get in, I test like this. And this is just one day. I do this over and over and over again to see if there's any problems. Once rain has fallen on a tent and it's kind of washed away some of that water repellent treatment, I want to see how that tent performs. And the only way to do that is to test it over and over and over and over again. I took a look at the radar a moment ago, and there's a big line of storms and showers coming this way. So this tent has its work cut out for it. The rain is slacking off now. It's nothing but a drizzle. Let's take a very quick look inside of this tent. So you can see here with the bathtub floor, it is doing exactly what it is designed to do. It's catching all the splashback. So far, this tent has not leaked at all. There's no water inside of this. I see no drops on the mesh, nothing like that. It looks good. So folks, it is now nighttime, and I tell you what, this tent has taken a beating from all of the rain that we've received today. It rained steady and hard and heavy for about 6 good hours. They were calling for about 24 hours of rain, but it's somewhat stopped right now. It's just dripping just a little bit. It may pick up later on, who knows, but I tell you what, I'm impressed with how waterproof this tent is. So without a doubt, this tent seems to be waterproof, but I will continue to test this out for a long time to come, and we will see how this goes into the future. Well, with that being said, it is time for me to turn in. I am going to watch a movie. The last time I was doing a test night, I started 310 to Yuma. I made it about 20 minutes, so I will pick up where I left off. So everyone, good night for now. See you all in the morning. Good morning, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Test night is done. And let me tell you what, all in all, this tent has done very well. It's not perfect, but it's done very well. It ended up raining again last night, maybe for like 2 hours, pretty light, just enough to help me pass out and not finish that movie. It looks like I'll be watching 310 to Yuma again. That's funny. Good movie, so it's okay. Yeah, there are a few points to go over. To summarize everything, this tent is impressively waterproof so far with my first test. Now, I will be getting in a new one, and I will begin testing that out. I'll just start over. Now, talking about the rain, that was some very, very heavy rain. In fact, I was absolutely soaked filming this, and I have wet clothing all over the forest here. But, yeah, very impressive. The setup process is extremely easy. You can do this at nighttime. You can do this during the day. It makes sense. It's very simple. Coming up very soon, I will have an instructional video on the setup process, going through all the steps from beginning to end so you can see just how easy it is. That's good information to have before you go out and buy a tent. With that being said, I do like the design of this tent quite a bit. I do. You have the 2 doors, you have the vents, and you actually have vent zips so you can open and close those vents from the inside. That's pretty rare. You have the gear caddy, bathtub floor, plenty of pockets, and it's very spacious. I mean, check this out. I'm sitting up inside of this. And also, for a tent this big, it's rather lightweight. This is a 2-person tent. There is enough room here for 2 people. They will be close. That's how it goes. When it comes to ventilation and condensation and airflow, there is some condensation on the doors, on the walls, but that's to be expected. There's absolutely nothing inside of this tent. Airflow seemed to be very good last night. I had no issues. I mean, you're watching the video now and the camera is not fogging up. So, I mean, that alone tells you quite a bit considering just how damp, just how wet it is. Because it is wet and damp. And for now, everyone, that is pretty much it. This test night is over. Make sure to comment down below, share your thoughts about the Wildlands ultralight 2-person tent. Ultimately, I will continue to test this out for a long time to come until I learn everything about it, its strengths, weaknesses, and so on. And I will share all of that information with you all. Until next time, everyone, take care, strength and honor. Thank you for joining me for this episode. Bye.